On behalf of all of us here, Calgary Flames, my name is Beasley, saying so long, enjoy your evening and your weekend. Right now, Brendan Parker and Ryan Dittrick are standing by with tonight's Flames TV Live post-game show, presented by Original 16.
You can look for new limited edition 15 packs of Original 16 Canadian Pale Ale. Each pack includes a mix of collectible cans for the ultimate Flames fan to proudly display. Original 16, official beer sponsor of the Calgary Flames.
Hello and welcome inside Flames Postgame Live. It's brought to you by Original 16. The Calgary Flames 5-1 winners over the Ottawa Senators, putting a wrap on this two-game homestand. It comes and goes quickly, but bouncing back nicely after a loss on Friday night. And then tonight it's a big win over Ottawa. Two teams, as we talked about right off the top of the pregame show this evening, was the fact that these two teams were in a very, very similar position in their respective conferences, 6 points out entering play tonight. Now things have changed a little bit obviously since then, but what do you make of the response from the Flames here tonight and the overall performance?
Yeah, you just said it, response, right? So this was a really solid performance from the Flames tonight, and I think if you're a Flames fan, what you should take away here tonight is the fact that they did what they've been talking about over this past week. You got a tired team coming in. They played last night with an incredibly difficult turnaround with the time change and daylight savings factored in there as well. But they jumped on them early. Like, they didn't let the team hang around, which they've sort of lamented over these past few games, especially against Anaheim. They put the pedal down. They got a couple of early goals. Maybe most importantly, though, they got some early saves, too. So everything was in sync tonight, but they did what they needed to do. Tonight was about getting the win, and they played a really sound, structurally solid hockey game.
Yeah, and I would say before we go any further, we'll hear from members of the Calgary Flames here coming up in just a moment as well, and then obviously from the head coach. But, just the start, when we talked about, how big of a difference that can make when, not only do you start well and you generate, but for this team, a lot of times it's about capitalizing, and they were able to do some of that here in this first period, too.
Absolutely. It's about getting the payoff, right?
Yeah.
Over the past couple of days, too, and we've sort of joked about the fact that it's been difficult to, what do you ask these guys? Because they've been playing some pretty good hockey of late, but they haven't been getting the results. They're out shooting teams often. They're out chancing teams like they did against Anaheim as well. But, when you're able to start a game and do those things, keep that foundation in place, but get that good feeling in your body, the legs start feeling a little bit lighter, maybe the hands a bit freer as well, and you could see the confidence going because there was some more, individual type plays tonight that showcased a little bit of this skill that we know this Flames team has, and it was good to see because they were able to do what they've been talking so much about over this past week.
Well, let's take a look at how it all went down here tonight. 5-1 the final as the Flames continue to keep pace with Winnipeg, who wins tonight. We'll update that as the evening goes along, but let's go back to the first period and some of that payoff you were describing. It comes shorthanded. Some nice passing, finished off nicely there by Rasmus Andersson.
Yeah, and the skill we're talking about, Elias Lindholm. First of all, excellent job to gain the zone, but that's just a filthy toe drag from Michael Backlund. Rasmus Andersson, recognizing you have numbers, jumps up, makes a perfect shot.
So 1-0 at that point, and the special teams would continue to play a role in the first period. First shorthanded, and now this on the man advantage. And once again, it goes through the same three sticks.
Incredible stuff here. And you know what? This is a good sign for the Flames too, because there's been a real turnaround in their power play. I wouldn't say structure, but I think more the mindset. Pucks are on and off sticks quickly. They're setting up for one-timers, and you see there Elias Lindholm. He doesn't think about dusting that off. It's going straight to the back of the net.
Goal 200 of his National Hockey League career. Elias Lindholm grabbed that puck, and it was a 2-0 lead. In the second period, things would change just for a brief moment, and that would go down to one goal. It was kind of an unfortunate bounce, and maybe a little bit of a miscommunication there. It ends up going off the pad and straight to Tim Stützle.
Yeah, tough break there. I don't know what more you can say there. Jacob Markstrom trying to make the outlet pass. Just a miscommunication there. But, again, it's a point in the game, too, where this could have been a deflating moment for the Flames, but they didn't let that bother them. They went straight on the attack 1 minute and 8 seconds later, as we're going to see right here.
Yeah, the response, so again, we'll use that word because it happened within games and within periods and within moments of it, and it comes right here. And a couple of redirections on this one. It was Nazem Kadri that threw the pass in, and it was tipped there by Jonathan Huberdeau.
High skill, Jonathan Huberdeau making some, showing off the hand-eye, as you said, but it's good to see the chemistry between him and Nazem Kadri happening. A lot of talk about those two and what they've been able to put together these last few nights.
Maybe we'll pick up the rest of the highlights in just a moment, but at that point, we'll leave it at 3-1, and we'll welcome in our live guest, Michael Backlund. And Welcome. Congrats on the win. How
Thank
are
you. Thank you. Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
Big win for us.
Yeah, maybe we were just talking about that, kind of the response too. And, I know that you guys have talked about starts. It kind of felt like that first period was, similar to what you guys have described in terms of, taking some possession, but then also seeing some of the capitalization of that as well.
Yeah, no, for sure. Special teams with the difference in the first, and that's what we needed. I thought we came out with a lot of energy and some good pace. We're way more sharper today than we were in the first period against Anaheim. That's a big goal by Huberdeau in the second goal. I think it was one of those, like, come on, another one of those breaks the wrong way, and then but really big goal to make it 3-1.
Be remiss, obviously, to mention some of the plays that you made tonight. The first one to set up Rasmus Andersson, but I want to ask about the second goal there, the pass to Elias Lindholm. Seems like there's a little bit of shift in mentality in terms of how you guys are attacking on the power play. Can you maybe take us inside the mindset there?
Well, we want to be better. We're not happy the way power play has been this year. The percentage isn't where we wanted to be at, and it was just instincts. I knew Lenny, was over on that side, and saw he was open, trying to make it pass over there.
Goal 200 from him. And by the way, we were saying that's that goal, two goals, 6 points, all Swedes there. The Swede combination is working right in the
right? That's that was. I thought about that too after that goal. Actually, that's fun. I mean, that's I enjoy having them as teammates, friends, and playing with them. So yeah.
It just maybe to follow up on obviously the performance tonight, but it seemed like a couple of moments in this game where you got a little pushback from Ottawa, but just the way that you guys kind of handled those moments within the game, something there you can build on too.
Yeah, for sure. I thought we did a good job handling that. I mean, they're really good offensively. Some really gifted players, and they're gonna have their shifts and momentum, and I thought we handled it well. Better than we've done in the past here at home. We struggled a bit here at home, and that's been big key why we've been losing at home. We haven't been able to handle kind of that pushbacks or momentum swings, whoever it can be, where the teams find a way to be getting that. And tonight I thought we did a better job.
Last one for me, Jacob Markstrom. I mean, he's been great this last little stretch, but tonight maybe inspired a little bit of confidence. He was great early and allowed you guys to find your legs offensively. I mean, what can you say about him?
Yeah, for sure. He had a great night. Would have been even better if I didn't assist on that goal, but
hey, I didn't bring that up.
I told him I was going to buy him. I'll buy him dinner tomorrow, so
nice.
Should be all good. But no, he's been great lately. He's been playing really well. And tonight, again, like you said, he made 2 big saves and a couple breakaways early in the game. So yeah, he was really good for us tonight.
Good stuff, Max. Appreciate it. And also congrats to Frida as well. I know they were up in the better halves up on the concourse selling some baskets here tonight too, and all in support of ALS Society of Alberta. So good work by the Backlund crew and everybody up there.
Thank you.
All right.
Michael Backlund on the desk. Appreciate the time, Bax, and congrats on the victory. 5-1 the final here tonight. And we're going to hear more from inside the Flames locker room as well. Coming up in just a moment. But let's hear from Daryl Sutter. I think the head coach is standing by. Oh, yeah, so you know what? Before we do that, I think we left it at 3-1, so let's pick up and finish the rest of the highlights from this hockey game. I think we just saw the Jonathan Huberdeau goal that makes it 3-1. As you heard Michael Backlund describe it there, the fact that it was big in terms of the response, and continues on here as it would be Noah Hannafin that adds to it in that second period. And this is just a great little flip pass, a little sauce over in tight to Hannafin, who finishes it off for his 5th.
Yeah, you said it. Lovely dish by Kadri there, and kind of a recurring theme for him tonight. He was all over it, but you know what I love about this? This is when Noah Hannafin is at his best. He's getting his feet moving. He's getting involved offensively. We know he has that in his game, so when he's stepping up and making plays like that, it's a good sign for this team.
4-1 was the score after the first 2 periods of this hockey game. The only goal that would finish off our highlight pack here tonight comes courtesy of the 4th line, and Trevor Lewis kind of Johnny on the spot. It was Milan Lucic that provides the pressure. Lewis starts the dump and then finishes the play here.
Good to see them get rewarded. These guys have put in, some really hard work over this last little while, and they're not playing small minutes. They're typically in the 8 to 12 minute range a night, and to be able to contribute offensively, I mean, you're going to need that down the stretch here. We know that goals are at a premium, especially come March and April. We get closer to the playoffs, so getting a little bit of contribution from some of your role guys can make a big difference long term.
And 2 guys pushing up on the double-digit goals here tonight as well. Rasmus Andersson gets his 9th. Trevor Lewis gets his 9th as well. All right, now that we've seen how it all went down tonight, let's hear about it from the head coach, Daryl Sutter, standing by. Let's get his reaction following the win here tonight.
We were hung in there after the offside goal. But I thought we had good pace to our game all night. And I think, when they did score, we came right back. I think it was the Huberdeau goal, wasn't it, that made it to 3-1? And that's a big play in the game, right?
Those are two spots where maybe with a fragile team, things could have gone the other way.
Yeah, I don't think it's a fragile team.
Fragile situation.
Not really.
How close was this effort to a 60-minute effort in your eyes?
Well, when Eric's asked about that, so that third goal is a big goal, correct? Always is. And then our power play is really good. Our penalty count is really good. So that's allows you to Ottawa's got two high ammo lines, and they get 18 gets the lucky break on the empty net. So that so you got to come right back. And I think Marky made some big saves too.
Daryl, you talked this morning about your record when Huberdeau and Kadri hit the score sheet for you guys. Can you just speak to their connection on that third goal that you talked about?
Johnny came in on the right side and buried it. Remember Joe McGinley used to play right wing? He scored most of his goals over there. So it's not necessarily what wing you play.
Daryl, to Eric's point, he said like a fragile team, but if a team, things are going wrong, that 2-1 goal can spin away, but instead a minute later.
I haven't seen that with our team.
No,
Once in a while with the inexperience you'll see that or a mistake because you're not quite at the level of the other team, but that's not the word that's what our team is.
In a 5-1 game, there's not normally much focus on the goaltending, but you mentioned Jacob Markstrom.
Yeah, he made the one huge save when they could have got back within one. So, and then the as I said, the 18 goal, it could be easily deterred, right?
It really seems like he's found his confidence, or maybe just another level recently.
That's his game, though, right? That's kind of what's expected of Jacob. That's what we've expected all year, correct?
There's some nice execution offensively. Can this game be maybe a bit of a catalyst to kind of get some of those guys going?
I hope so.
Did you see what you wanted to see from Huberdeau and Kadri tonight?
Yep, I thought they were consistent in their game. So that's important. I mean, we get at home, you get the matchup you want, right? So, Michael had to deal with the 18 line all night, so that frees other guys up.
Nice for your team to not have to deal with a 1-goal lead heading into the third, Daryl, and have some separation down the end there.
I think it's just good to see different lines score and defensemen get involved in it. That's what's important, I think.
Good. Some reaction from Flames head coach Daryl Sutter following the victory, and a number of topics touched there. Let's maybe pick up on the one that was most prevalent, and that is the fact that Jonathan Huberdeau and Nazem Kadri, of course, Daryl talked this morning about when they are contributing to the offense. A lot of nights it's a successful result for the Calgary Flames, and this one would kind of follow by that tail.
Absolutely, and we've talked so much about line combinations over this past week, but the fact of the matter is you need to find a way to get Jonathan Huberdeau involved, but you also need to keep Nazem Kadri involved because he's your second-line center. So drivers of the offense, and we saw actually a few moments over the course of this game, lots of talk between them on the ice too. So I think there's a point where chemistry is not just feeling each other out, it's about finding different ways to communicate and get on each other's page. And I think we saw a lot of that tonight, which was great to see because it's been coming and we've seen it at spurts, but there seemed to be a bit more on each other's wavelength tonight.
Well, this is a beautiful hand-eye there by Jonathan Huberdeau as well, and obviously finishes off that double deflection. But, and we talked about the left wing, right wing, but, added Dylan Dubé onto that line here for the first time.
Yeah.
Trying some different combinations. Obviously, Nick Ritchie there for a few games and moves Huberdeau back over to the left. And, he talked about that yesterday, and just, it's a position that he has played for his entire career. And,
sure.
I think, describe the benefits, through his eyes, at least just how he sees the game and how tailors to his game.
Absolutely, and Daryl Sutter kind of joking about the fact that he came in on the right side on that goal.
Yeah.
But there were, I think, a few examples that you look to tonight where him being on the left makes a lot of sense. Huberdeau said himself, maybe it allows him to open up his hips a little bit more and see the ice, kind of survey where he can find some of those open seams. I'm not sure if we saw a ton of that off the rush tonight, but we certainly saw a lot of that on the power play, and he did find those seams. I think that was a big key to why they were able to snap it around with a little bit more efficiency.
I know on that note, let's hear inside the Calgary Flames locker room for the first time and hear from Jonathan Huberdeau, a goal and an assist here tonight for the Flames.
Needed to bounce back at home and before we go on the road, and huge 2 points.
Feel good being back on the left side of things?
Yeah, yeah, I did. Yeah, I feel, like I said, I think it was good. I mean, I like it better on the left side, like I said this morning, but. I think we got some chances our line, so we got to keep going.
What did you see on the goal you scored?
I mean, kind of, natural to pass it to me and it kind of hit, I think, the stake or something. I don't know, and I just try to just deflect it a little bit and kind of got lucky with that, and finally went in. So.
But you said, it was pretty sick, right?
Might have looked sick, but hey, it wasn't. I mean, I just try to deflect it. It was quick, so kind of. But I'm glad it looked good, so it's good.
Well, I guess what can you say about the timing of the goal? Because you give up that first goal, and you guys seem to have all the momentum, and then you score right away and seem to get it right back.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of felt bad for backs. I mean, that's just a tough bounce. He's been really playing well, and he played well tonight again, and kind of have a bad bounce, and that's what a team does. We got each other's back, and that's kind of. We had to do it, and I think that's a big goal. After that goal maybe changed the momentum. They might come back, so that was huge.
Jonathan, I'm sorry if you answered this. I'm a little late arriving, but Daryl talked this morning about your guys' record when you and Nas hit the score sheet. I'm just wondering how much you guys put on yourselves to kind of lead the way offensively.
Yeah, I mean, this year obviously hasn't been great, so I think we gotta grind it out till the end. I think there's not a lot of games left, so. Try to get on the score sheet, we're supposed to produce. I think that's going to help the teams if we do. And I don't know the record, but if we get on the scoring sheet and, we can get some wins till the end of the year, I think it's, a big push for us.
How close was this game to being a complete 60-minute effort, in your opinion?
Yeah, I think that was a complete game, I think Markey was unbelievable in the net, and that's huge. That gives us a lot of confidence up front, and I think we played well. I mean, like I said, bad bounce 2-1, and after we kept grinding and got some more goals, and after we, I just think we didn't sit back that we usually do, and I think the third period that's what we got to take from that game.
What strikes you the most about what you've seen from Markstrom in the last 5 or 6? Kind of this real good run he's been on.
Yeah, it's great to see. I think struggling early in the season, but he's strong mentally, and you can see it. And I think a lot of games too this year, I feel like he was there. We just couldn't pull the win for him. So it's just great to see that we can get some wins for him and for his confidence.
Nice ask about Michael Backlund. It seems like he's stepped up so many games this year in big moments. Just as a teammate, as a guy who watches him play, what have you seen from him?
Yeah, as a character guy, I mean, he's a great leader in the room, on the ice. He always does, the little things right, and that's what great about him. I think he, plays really well defensively, great PK player, and offensively, he's got some great touch. And that pass tonight was unbelievable.
Okay, thanks, Joe.
Thank you, guys.
All right, good stuff there from Jonathan Huberdeau, goal and a helper here tonight, and helps his team to that 5-1 victory. Talked a little bit about not sitting back in the third period, one of those key elements in the victory here this evening. Another one of those key elements he also touched on was Jacob Markstrom. I think coming into tonight, 2 goals on 57 shots and allows just the 1 marker tonight, which, as Michael Backlund joked about, he kind of owes him one for. But let's talk about Markstrom, because another 30-save performance here tonight, and obviously a scoreline that wouldn't reflect a 5-1 final if it weren't for him.
Yeah, plenty of high danger in this one too. And we talked about jumping on the Ottawa Senators off the top, and it doesn't happen without the play of Jacob Markstrom, because these are high quality chances. It starts early with Brady Tkachuk coming in alone. He knows how to finish. Drake Batherson, who was all over it as well. I think that was one of 2 chances he had in the period. And then you've got Julian Gauthier bearing down on you after a turnover at the offensive blue. So there were plenty of high-quality chances that could have put the Flames down early. But like we talked about with Michael Backlund, you get those big saves, everybody's confidence rises just that much more. You get a little puck luck, perhaps, some great offensive displays at the other end of the ice, and all of a sudden everybody feels a little bit better about where they're at. Because in the end, they only outshot them, well, it was pretty heavy, 16-12 in the period. Could have gone either way.
Yeah, I was just going to say that kind of changes in the third, right? I mean,
Sure.
overall in the game, I think it was, you know, one shot difference, and then obviously, you know, it just didn't really give much in terms of the third period. That's probably the most promising thing you take out of it.
Absolutely.
Obviously, get some insurance there as well. All right, let's head back inside the Flames locker room now. Let's hear from Rasmus Andersson.
Disallowed goal, but also the unfortunate goal against you guys. Is that something that maybe that wouldn't have happened earlier this year, just the way things have been going?
Yeah, I mean, you know, a couple good bounces, good plays, and a couple unlucky bounces, and we stuck with it. And you know, we made some good plays, and we got rewarded tonight.
You just talk about the leadership. Huberdeau and Kadri really combined tonight to get it back together.
Yeah, they had a good game. I mean, Bax and Lindy were really good tonight too. So, you know, overall, a good team effort, and happy for Lindy. He got his 200th goal, and you know, Bax made 2 really nice passes. So, a lot of guys had good nights.
I have to ask about Backlund. I mean, he's had such a great year. Is this the best you've seen him play in your time?
Yeah, I mean, Bax is our leader. He's been really good this year, and you know, he serves me and Lindy on a silver platter. So happy for him that he's having such a good year, and he's been good all. I don't even know how many games we've played, but he's been good in every single one. And as I said, he's our leader night in and night out.
That was on a night where the execution was there offensively. How can that be a bit of a catalyst to take this forward?
Yeah, no, we just got to keep going. We got to focus on ourselves and you know, get every point we can get. And you know, there's 15 games left or 16, and we got to battle. We got to battle night in, night out, and we, as I said, we got to get all the points we can get. And yeah, I think this is a game we can build off for sure. I mean, you know, I understand you know, the situation Ottawa's in. You know, they had a late game yesterday. You know, our time change, and then you push the time forward an hour or two. So they're probably getting late, and you know, we've had a couple tough back-to-backs too. So it's a game where you battle, and but I think overall effort tonight from us was really good.
Was it a 60-minute effort?
Yeah.
You guys been having secret Swedish practices to work on that tactical?
Yeah, I mean, you know, the three of us, we read each other well, and even I think we've started the last few overtime games together too. So you know, we read each other well. You know, we all have good vision, and we try to find each other when we're out there. And you know, so I was kind of yelling before Bax did the move on the D-man, and after he did the move, I didn't expect it, but then it came on a silver platter, so it was just to put it in, and it was a really nice pass from him. But you know, we play with each other now for 5 years, and so you get to know each other more and more for each year that goes by. That's for sure.
Raz, what strikes you most about Markstrom this last handful of games, especially?
When he plays like he did tonight, he's a top 3 goalie in the league, and we're going to need him to be that good every night.
Okay, thanks, Razzie.
Yep.
Thank you. Thanks,
Original 16, a great way to celebrate things done well.
All right, Flames Post-Game Live. It's brought to you by Original 16, celebrating things done well. Brendan Parker alongside Ryan Dittrick putting a wrap on a 5-1 Calgary Flames win over the Ottawa Senators here tonight. And you mentioned Rasmus, or you heard Rasmus mention the time change. Obviously, you lose the hour crossing the Rockies, Pacific to Mountain. Daylight saving time not ideal in the back-to-back situation. I think Sens got in around 4 a.m. last night. into Calgary. So, yeah, it was a short morning or a quick morning or an early morning, however you want to look at it.
Yeah.
But the Calgary Flames made sure to jump on them early and take advantage and get the victory here tonight. You heard Rasmus also mention Elias Lindholm, Michael Backlund. We got the chance to talk to Backs there, but obviously outstanding games from both of them. Want to go flash back, though, on the goal that obviously had one already called back on the offside, the challenge. That's kind of been a theme around these parts here in the last few games. So go back to the Minnesota game, and this is the overtime frame, and it was Jared Spurgeon that crosses the line, and of course they took a long look at it and finally ruled that he, in fact, passed it before he crossed, kind of putting himself offside. So now, fast forward to tonight, and we see Elias Lindholm in a very similar situation, crossing the line, and watch what he does here. And we just kind of picked up on this, asked him about it after the interview. But just the thought to kind of make sure he pulls that across the line as opposed to passing it, and ends up, of course, being onside. Just a heady play, though, by Lindholm.
Absolutely, and it's the whole possession, talk that is around the league right now.
The buzzword.
But you can imagine the temptation, right? Jared Spurgeon, he's thinking maybe this defender's closing on me. I need to zip it across. Yeah. It's funny, though, because you look at the highlight, and he probably actually had more time. He could have just skated it in. Lindholm, on the other hand, he actually did feel a little bit of pressure, but like he told you in the second intermission,
the
wherewithal to hold on to it. That's the split-second decision-making and the cerebral nature.
Right.
Like, we know Elias Lindholm is one of the most intelligent players in the league, so that should come as no surprise.
Sure.
But to pull something off like that in such a small area, that's impressive.
Yeah, it's just that moment where he said, I thought about ripping it across right there because obviously the lane was open.
Right.
But, just to have that thought process to hang on to it just a wee bit longer and make that play after crossing the line. Either way, just thought that was kind of fun to look back and see the flashback from Minnesota into Calgary here tonight, and how those two situations were handled, and maybe why one was onside, one was offside.
It's a game of inches, Parks.
It's a game of inches. There you go. Well, good stuff. I think we can safely wrap. Actually, before we do that, let's maybe take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard, because I know that's the type of season we're in. Officially tonight, it is 1 month till the end of the regular season, so the Flames enter 6 points back coming into tonight, and here are the updated Western Conference standings based on results here this evening. You can see the Flames now 5 points back of the final spot that is now occupied by the Colorado Avalanche. Winnipeg kind of vaults up at least momentarily. Obviously, you can see the big difference there is games remaining, and as far as the out-of-town scoreboard is concerned, maybe not overly that friendly to the Flames. It was the Winnipeg Jets that ended up winning 3-2 today, so they sweep the Florida series, and then Nashville picks up a 5-4 overtime win right there over the Anaheim Ducks. So Minnesota and Arizona still playing out, and then obviously Colorado will have 3 games in hand as well.
Yeah, well, as we've talked about, speaking of temptation, you obviously are going to be paying close attention to what the Winnipeg Jets and I suppose the Colorado Avalanche, but really it feels more like you're chasing Winnipeg at this point.
And you still
and Nashville's still in the mix.
Just because the games remaining too. That's a big.
And you're right. People were quick to count out the Predators because they were sort of in sell mode at the deadline. They have some key players out. Yeah. But ultimately, none of that matters. I mean, sure, if the Flames are going to go on a run and make the playoffs, they're going to need some help. But it doesn't matter. You got to focus on the day in front of you. You got to take care of the business that you control, and that's what they were able to do tonight. So sleep well and bring that same level of desperation and urgency the next one, because you got another critical road trip coming up here.
Well, and it's an interesting juncture in the schedule because we know March is a busy month, but you got 2 road games now here, Arizona and Vegas, spaced by a day in between, and then back for one in Dallas or at home against Dallas, and then straight back out to California. So it's going to be a busy stretch here in the next week or so.
Busy but fun.
Busy but fun, as it always is. All right, that'll do it for us here tonight as the Flames are victorious on this Sunday night at the Scotiabank Saddledome. The Ottawa Senators roll into town. They wrap up this season set, but it was Calgary from start to finish. 5-1 the final here tonight. Jacob Markstrom, sensational, 30 saves in the victory, and a pair of points for a number of guys as the Flames win it. Now it is on to Arizona, back to Mullet Arena. Flames and Coyotes is next on the schedule coming up on Tuesday. They'll travel down south here tomorrow. As for the next home game, just less than a week away, the Dallas Stars in town for one off at the Scotiabank Saddledome on the 18th. Thanks for watching Flames Post Game Live. It's brought to you by Original 16. We'll see you back here next week.